This Miu Miu show begins like a classic structured silhouettes, controlled balance. Everything seems perfectly in place. Then, gradually, the proportions start to shift, garments open up, and the references begin to blur, as if imperfection becomes the true language of the collection. In this analysis, we'll explore how Miuccia Prada transforms this apparent imbalance into a deliberate aesthetic and why nothing here is left to chance. Hello everyone, it's great to have you here. Today we're taking a closer look at the Miu Miu Fall Winter 2026 show, presented in Paris under the direction of Miuccia Prada. From the very first looks, what stands out is this tension between structure and release. The jackets are tailored, the trousers extend almost to the floor, the silhouettes feel controlled, and yet something shifts. Coats are worn open, almost carelessly, revealing wool or fur linings underneath. It creates the impression of garments that are never entirely finished. And that already raises a question: is this imperfection a weakness, or, on the contrary, a form of complete control? The setting reinforces this ambiguity. Between classical columns, floral patterns, and a strip of grass on the floor, one might expect a true immersion into nature. But in reality, this nature feels distant, almost abstract. It's not a real landscape, but the idea of one. And ultimately, the garments themselves remain deeply urban. So the question becomes, is Miu Miu really talking about nature, or rather about a desire to mentally distance oneself from it? The color palette enhances this feeling. Dusty grays, milky beiges, muted tones. Nothing is bright, everything is restrained. And yet, certain details disrupt this balance. Sequins on a neckline, a fur hat, an unexpected shimmer. It's as if the collection constantly oscillates between restraint and a desire to shine. And do you feel that tension? Or rather a kind of calming coherence? The silhouettes also play with proportions. Some pieces feel slightly too small, others slightly too long. Tailored skirt suits paired with buttoned-up shirts suggest a certain formality, but the cuts remain relaxed, never completely rigid. This reflects something very Prada, that dialogue between control and release, as if the garment is searching for its place, somewhere between the body and the surrounding world. Then come the shorter dresses, slip silhouettes, softer fabrics. Here the atmosphere shifts. There's something lighter, almost innocent, but it never feels naive. It feels more like a memory, a revisited adolescence seen through a more mature lens. And this is where the show becomes particularly interesting. Is this softness sincere or slightly ironic? The accessories complete this reading. The zigzag headband, strongly associated with the early 2000s, brings something familiar, almost nostalgic, but it also disrupts the idea of perfection. Hair remains slightly undone, faces almost bare. We're far from traditional runway glamour. Here, beauty seems to exist outside conventional codes. The casting plays a key role in shaping this narrative. The coexistence of established figures and younger faces creates a strong contrast. It's not about a single ideal of beauty, but a multiplicity of presences. And that raises another question: is fashion still trying to define an ideal, or simply reflecting individual identities? Toward the end of the show, a particularly interesting detail emerges. Botanical elements begin to appear directly on the garments. It's as if the initial setting gradually becomes embedded in the clothes themselves. There's almost a fusion between environment and garment. The idea that what surrounds us inevitably transforms us. With a bit of distance, it becomes clear that this show doesn't rely on a single spectacular moment. It unfolds through continuity, through nuances, through almost imperceptible variations. And that is both its strength and perhaps its limitation. Everything is carefully controlled, yet nothing truly disrupts that balance. In the end, Miu Miu presents a vision of femininity that is neither perfect nor fully defined. A femininity built on contradictions, subtle shifts, quiet tensions, but deeply human. Thank you sincerely for sharing this moment. If a look, a silhouette, or an idea stood out to you, I would genuinely love to read your thoughts in the comments. I wish you a great viewing for the rest of the show. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you very soon for another analysis.